F4 is known as the bird's opening. There is a gambit, the from gambit, with black playing e5, giving up the pawn real quick for a quick development. This case, pawn will take, black will play d6, pawn takes, bishop takes. Now we're giving up a pawn for quick development as the bishops come out with this. This has got several ideas for white to play. Knight f3, knight f6 looks good, d3, queen e4. But in this game that I played online at Spark Chess with a guy named Hanna in 2021, he played g3. So I could have played h5 and taken on the king side, allowing for example, if he plays bishop h3, h4, and I just attack on the king side. But in this case, I just developed my knight to f6, ready to castle, get my pieces in the game. Now white could have played knight f3, and then black could either castle or develop with this. That would be one idea. You could try bishop to g2, for example, after n of 6. Something like this could be played, and then black will castle. But in this case, white's playing d3, getting the bishop ready to come to bishop d5 or pin it or just develop. So black continues with his castling, getting his king protected, rook in the game, trying to get quick development, being a pawn down in this gambit. Now white could have fianchettoed his bishop with bishop g2. Black would have developed his knight to c6, and f3, knight to g4 would be possible with this. And then white can continue on, for example, like c3 or some other line so that he doesn't get in. So f3 is played, and now at this point, black could try rook d8 in the center, getting his rook into the play. But after bishop g2 and c6, c3 did not allow anything else to come towards the center like that. That's what you're going to see in this variation, but knight c6, a3 is what white played here. Doesn't want anything coming down to the b4 square, knight b4, bishop to b4. But I could have gone the other side. I could have played knight to g4, c3, bishop d7, and get a good attack that way with this. So that's another idea that could be played. But I played rook to e8 in the center with this, and he plays b4, attacking on the queen side. At this point, black says, well, I want to play knight to e5, so I went into the center like this. Now white just simply continued with the bishop g2, fianchettoing his bishop. After the knight takes and the bishop takes, black can play knight to g4, getting a good game. White can probably play d4 and try to control the center. But it looks good for black. He can continue on the development on a lot of squares. He could even try to take this pawn. And if something like rook takes with this, that's no good because bishop takes pawn check and wins the rook. What the mistake was knight to d4 for white, because now black can play and sacrifice his bishop. Bishop takes pawn check. Well, the only thing you do is either take the bishop or put something in front. If you try to go to pawn c3, for example, look, black can play queen takes knight, free piece, because he can't take back without moving into check. So it's so good to play c3. So white says, I'll take the bishop. Pawn takes bishop. Now black plays the knight by taking it, takes the queen, allows the queen to take the knight. Look, he's forking the rook this way. So white says, for example, if I play this, I'm going to lose the rook. So white says, I'll go c3, so he can't take this knight, but that loses automatically the next move. Knight f3, checkmate. King cannot move, pawn can't take the knight. So it's made in 11 moves.